Thanks for tuning in to the Flex Magazine workout. We are joined with a special core of guests today. Three-time Mr. Australian champion and one of bodybuilding's youngest professional stars, Mr. Lee Priest. Thanks for coming, Lee. Thanks. We also have another treat, three-time Mr. Olympia competitor and winner, I should say, Mr. Frank Zane, all the way down from Palm Springs to give us a little bit of wisdom and knowledge. We're warming up the chest here on the apparatus called the pec deck. It's a fly movement, great for stretching and warming up the joints and the tendons. Good, Frank. Step in there, Lee. Use a nice little lightweight to get it warm. We are repping it out here today on the Flex Magazine workout with three-time Mr. Olympia, Frank Zane, and our Australian bodybuilding champion and one of IFBB professional bodybuilding's youngest champion, Lee Priest. We're moving on to our first exercise, which is our flat dumbbell press. Frank's using a little unique twist on this exercise by keeping the weights parallel to each other. Is this the way you perform your exercise too?
Well, normally, yes. I always prefer dumbbell to barbell because you get a greater stretch of greater range of motion compared to the bar where it stops at your chest. So.
Right, you get definitely a much greater range of motion. He's also using a decline, which is working more of the lower portion of the pecs. Good, Frank. 45 pounds ain't nothing to you.
It is these days, Sean.
These days it's gotten a little heavier. Okay, we're going to do a flat bench press. Okay. Move on to the next one, the incline fly. Why don't you grab the 40? 250 pounds, what do you compete at?
I'll be competing about 210 this year.
210, well that's a lot heavier than the past. It's about 10 pounds heavier than your last show.
About 10 to 14.
How much bigger do you plan on getting, big man? Slow it down, take your time. Okay, we're working the incline pecs here. With this exercise right here, it's kind of the incline fly actually. What Frank is doing is a press movement. And again, he's got a nice little unique twist at the top to even squeeze with greater contraction on the upper portion of the pecs. All right. How much weight would you normally work up to on the incline presses, Lee?
Normally 180-pound dumbbells on the incline press.
Do you find that bodybuilding is a little bit different here in America as opposed to back in Australia?
I find it different in the ways of like there's more variety of machines here, whereas in Australia we just stick to the basics. So.
Yeah. Ooh, go ahead. No, mine. So
you guys can go ahead.
I'm getting ready for it. How much you want? 25?
That's good to start.
Okay. That's a big spot. We want you to get in position to spot if you were going to spot and Frank needed some help. We'll demonstrate that. And this is, again, one of the basic exercises as far as chest training is concerned. Only difference is instead of the free bar, we're using a Smith machine. Okay, and this is just another variety on hitting the chest. Again, we're staying with the upper pec region, which is just underneath the base of the neck there. And Frank has a moderately close grip there, which also brings in a little bit more tricep. But nevertheless, we are working the upper pecs. Good job, Frank. He's not locking the elbows. If he had locked his elbows at the top, what you'd find is he'd be working a little bit more tricep area. So we got constant tension there. Good job. What do you want to put on there, big man? 45? Getting a lesson, Kevin, by the way, from three-time Mr. Olympia, Frank Zane. He's doing the leg press, and if you'll notice, he's got his feet in a little awkward position. We'll let him explain exactly what that's working, but it looks like it's concentrating on more of the teardrop on the thighs.
Uh-oh. I just heard his
yeah, snap, crackle, and pop.
He must be just getting warmed up.
It's a little bit of cartilage loosening up there. But this is the second best leg exercise, I would imagine, as far as packing on the sides.
Right, right. I think this exercise right here, depending on how you have your legs positioned,
right,
you can pretty much hit the quads from all different angles.
Plus how much weight you got on, so we're going to load it up for you, Kevin.
We're going to load it up.
All right, step into position.
I like it this way with my feet lowered because...
Move on to our standing leg curl machine.
Standing one leg curl.
Kevin, you're so big I can't get around you.
Oh, okay.
You like that one, huh? All right, we're working the leg bicep here on the standing leg curl, and this is more of an isolation movement. We earlier did the lying two-legged leg curls. This is a single leg, and what this is basically like the concentration curl is for the bicep, except we're doing it for the hamstring.
Right. Now, this is one of my favorite exercises because actually, you know, you can stretch all the way down and really feel it.
That's right.
You know, contract the muscle.
And you can also do drop sets. You can have your workout partner literally after you've done 10 reps, lighten the weight and squeeze out a few more repetitions. The goal here is to bring the heel up to the base of the glutes. Press your body up against the apparatus. Hold on firmly at the top so that you're not swinging and jerking the weight up, but concentrating on the hamstring.
You know what I mean?
You got it.
All right.
Go for it.
Let's move into our third and final exercise. Huh? Yeah. We're going to move into another hamstring exercise, and Frank, I believe this is also going to bring in the lower back. You're going to do some good mornings.
Yeah.
Now, Frank, do you always perform this exercise?
I don't do too much of this. I used to do a lot of it, and I always go fairly light. It's a good stretch for the hamstrings.
I've never really
performed this.
exercise, you know.
I think hyperextension gets a lot of the same thing, and of course you guys are going to do something a little different than this.
Right. Well, as you continue to warm it up on your first set of good mornings, you guys stay with us. Don't go away because we got some calf training coming up. Find out exactly what's inside there, Kevin. What do you got hidden down inside there?
Hey, man, you tell me.
Look at those cows. We're going to find out how you train it right here on the Flex Magazine workout. Stay with us. Good job, Frank.
Come on, Frank.
Keep going, man. Really working the glutes and the hamstrings. Terror on our triceps here at the Flex Magazine workout with three-time Mr. Olympia Frank Zane and Lee Priest, bodybuilding champion. We're working the long head of the tricep on our standing rope tricep extensions. And Frank is doing an excellent job in keeping his elbows positioned in a stationary position and stretching all the way at the bottom and squeezing at the top. Good job. All right, Lee.
Between sets of tricep.
Stretching out the triceps in between exercises is always great to loosen up the lactic acid buildup. And what Frank is demonstrating for us right now is a standing tricep extension, keeping the elbows stationary so as not to swing, and keeping all the emphasis on the horseshoe. This is where we get that horseshoe effect of the tricep. Good job. All right. Good. Squeezing it out at the bottom. If I was going to spot Frank on this exercise, I would spot him right at the center, right here. Right at the cable. There you go, Frank. Get two more. Squeeze it down. Lee, how much weight do you work up to on this exercise?
Normally around
21 years old. How old were you when you turned pro?
just 20.
20. So they're getting younger and younger each year. How does it feel now? You've completed, what, your first or your second year of professional bodybuilding?
First year professional now.
How is it?
Different. I've always
seen a little bit more of the world, making a little bit of money for your efforts.
I've always looked up to people like you and that when I was coming up. So.
Yeah, oh God, I'm an old man. I've been pro now 8 years and the time does fly. What Frank is demonstrating for us now is our third exercise, the one-arm tricep dumbbell extension. And again, trying to keep the elbow stationary. This is once again going to work the long head of the tricep and definitely before a contest help you bring in those extra striations. Good job. All right, when did you finally realize in your bodybuilding career that you could actually do this? You could stand up there and compete with the best and make some money and see the world?
Probably when I was about 19.
Good job, come on. We were moving right along here at the Flex Magazine workout doing biceps, trying to get some big arms. See, I know when I first started out doing biceps, it was like, I fell into it because the girls always like big arms and stuff in high school. A lot of guys do that. They have a tendency to overtrain their arms trying to get big for the attention of the females or something.
Exactly. I was the same way when I first started training. I was at school and wearing the school shirts. I always try to get the school shirt really tight across my arms. So.
They love the arms. Anyway, what Frank's demonstrating here is the one-arm alternate dumbbell curl. It's just another version of the standing barbell curl, but you can get a little bit more isolated movement here, as well as a little more body English. Frank's not swinging it too hard, but that's good. I normally don't start with that, but I can't let you come in here and kick my butt. Okay.
I'm going to do these a little differently, face down on the incline.
Okay.
By doing them this way, I emphasize the finish of the exercise, and it gives me a good kick to the bicep.
Working biceps here, he's got a nice little bench to isolate them. He can only use his biceps on this exercise. You can't really use anything unless you pull your chest up off the bench. And again, Frank, being the veteran that he is, he's strictly performed, using a weight that he can handle. That's why you get the emphasis on the biceps.
Can't go too heavy in this.
No, that's obvious. So again, like I said, cables aren't for girls. A lot of guys think the cable exercises are strictly for women. The top pros and the best people use the cables. Again, a lot of the top bodybuilders use it pre-contest because they're trying to pack on the mass by using the free weights. This is going to help you as far as adding the detail into your biceps, keeping the elbows close to your body. You want to squeeze at the top and stretch at the bottom. Good.
One thing I found very helpful is to keep the wrist straight.
Keeping the wrist straight, right.
Instead of doing it like that, that takes tension off the bicep. Keep the wrist straight.
Right. All right. Lee, who was your influence in bodybuilding and how did you get into it?
My grandfather used to be a wrestler in the army. So
a wrestler.
He got me started in Arnold, of course.
Arnold.
You notice that Frank is doing leg extensions. This is the first exercise in our leg workout. It's not only essential for the quads, but it really serves to warm up the knees for the heavier leg work we're going to do, like the leg presses and the leg blaster. Come on, Frank.
You got to excuse me. I've never been this close to an actual Mr. Olympia. This is a three-time Mr. Olympia.
That's it.
Something I hope to be one day. Come on.
Good.
My turn.
That's it. Hop in there.
What I want to do is make the notation that this is a basic mass building exercise. Am I right, Frank?
Yeah. Leg press is a real good movement. I do it a little bit differently than you guys. Reps and lighter weights.
Okay. Show us how.
This is essential in any leg program because this catches the general overall musculature of the leg. Not only works the quads, but it also works the hamstrings and even the buttocks as well.
Now, if I was going to spot him, I'd spot him, what, from here or from here?
Yeah, either way, in other words, from the post there or from the platform as well. But you notice Frank, again, is going all the way down. Complete range of motion is very important. Complete contraction, complete extension.
2 more. 1. Yeah, come on.
Great.
2. Good, rack it. I'm going to go a little heavier.
Okay.
All right. Tell us about this, Frank.
Well, this is a device I came up with a couple of years ago. I call it the leg blaster, and I squatted heavy for many years. Toward the end, I started getting knee and lower back injuries. This device enables you to squat and have your hands free.
Certainly
so you
unique
can,
looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can hold on here to these handles and do sort of like a sissy squat where you lean back as you squat and you go rock bottom and then not quite all the way up.
Right. You can see it really drops him into a very, very low position. He's working, obviously, just the quads. It's isolating the quads, almost like a sissy squat.
Do you feel that in your arms? I mean, you're doing
I'm
a
just
leg
holding on
exercise.
with my arms. I don't want to pull myself up with my arms. They're just like hooks holding on.
Do you normally do this like looking in front of a mirror?
Yeah.
Yes, he's going all the way down, rock bottom, coming up. So he's getting a really full range of motion, probably even deeper than you would if you did a barbell squat.
Is this harder than barbell squats?
It is. You have to use about half the weight. This is about 95 pounds, actually, but it feels like 200. Is to relieve stress on the lower back, I put my feet forward, and I grip it in close, and I bend slightly forward. And when I twist, I really feel it in the sides, the intercostals,
Yes.
and in the obliques.
You can flex the side
like
ab
this.
muscles better if you lean a little bit forward,
So
right?
does this catch any of the serratus as well? Or
Not too much serous. The next one of us will do later on, is more of a serratus.
Great.
But that's a good warm-up.
Yeah, it loosens the back up
Yes.
as well. Frank is doing the first exercise in the sequence. His knee ends hooked up to the cable. Frank, can you describe this movement a little bit for us?
This is my all-time favorite, Boyer. It really works the lower abdominals and
And the thighs, as you see.
Yeah, you can really-
See, it adds some deepness to the thighs.
see how it works the
Wonderful.
frontal thigh.
Right.
And I always do a lot of this. I do 5 sets of 40 at the beginning of my abdominal workout, which I use to start every workout day.
Well, why don't you try?
Okay, let me
Huh?
have a chance at that, Frank.
Because I'm gonna skip this one. Because this always gives me a problem with my lower
Okay.
back, I have to admit. But there are a lot of other exercises which we are gonna show you in our continuous program, also for the lower back.
It's the incline leg raise.
Why don't you show us, Frank?
Yes.
That's the way to do this.
Go
You don't
ahead.
need a large incline. This is about maybe 5 or 10 degrees. And I put my hands underneath my hips.
It supports the lower back.
Right? And my legs only move through a small angle, 55 degrees. This keeps the chin on the abdomen.
Really
What- yeah, and what people don't know, to really do your abs, you don't need a whole range of movements, right? Just they crunch.
The abdominals is a very short range of motion, maybe about 50 degrees. And you notice how strict Frank does this movement. You don't want to use any momentum. You don't want to swing your legs up and just let them flop back down. He's controlling the leg movement with the abdominals.
I like to do at least 25 to 50 reps on the abdominal exercises, and I can do for 50.
But I want to get a shot of those two. I want to try those. I never.
to use this.
Haven't really
like-
used too many ab machines, but
This machine
give it a
strictly
shot.
works the upper abdominal area. Okay, you notice that your feet are not hooked into anything. You're just
Right.
laying across the pad, so you can't involve the hip flexors.
Okay.
It's just the upper abs. Okay, pull forward. Just concentrate on pulling up with the upper abs.
oh, that feels good. I felt right in the upper row of the frontal abs, the rectus abdominis.
Upper abdominal movement is really very short. It's only about 30 degrees. So a lot of people have always believed, if you want to muscularize the abdominal area, you need to do
Wait, it's
sit-ups.
fine, Frank?
It's really not
I'm just
true.
trying
It's a
different
very short
positions here.
movement.
Good job.
That's it. Good.
Oh,
Good job.
Great.
He's strong.
Yes. Good, Frank. That's it.
So you don't need anything which supports your feet down there.
No, not if you just want to isolate the upper abdominal area.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Anya, you hop in here and
Yes,
give it
I
a
want to
try.
try this machine.
Because actually, the important thing in abdominals is muscle control, and posing
Yes.
it really helps to bring that out.
it's of mine. And the thing I like about the exercise called hanging up is that it's easy on the lower back. It actually can help your lower back because it provides traction. Again, I do about 25 reps on this.
This looks so easy while he's doing this.
Is this a movement that
amazing.
you normally do in your training also?
Yes.
We have these dumbbells here, and you often walk into a gym and you see people doing side bends, and you ask them why they're doing them, and they say, well, I want to reduce my waist. Well, this is one of the best ways to build your waist.
Yes,
So this is an
exactly.
exercise not to do.
I would never do this.
Because
It
you build up
builds-
those muscles on the side, right?
Builds the obliques,
Right.
makes them stick way out, and that's not a look you want to your body. believe
But
me.
isn't a good exercise for getting the waist slim then if you want to train the sides with the broomstick, what we did for warm-ups,
Much-
right? And now we're going to pick up the pace.
Good, Frank. That's it. We're going to alternate this with leg raises. We're going at a pace that you would normally train at in a normal routine in a gym.
Good.
Great.
Okay.
Who's next?
Let's make this faster.
First of all, the two arms.
Okay, again, Frank is doing like he said as a jackknife or a knee in. This concentrates on the lower abs while Anya's stretching here.
Yeah,
You know,
I have to stretch those
that's
abs.
right.
You can see, again, the leg development in his thighs.
Yeah, this catches not only the lower abdominal, but it catches a hip flexors as well. Great for it.
Problems, and he said, go ahead and train your abs, and of
Great.
course your back too.
Come on, Frank. Good. Keep the pace. Let's go. That's it. Frank does a fairly short range motion,
Yes.
but keeps the tension on the abdominals
Yes,
all the time.
way.
Great,
Frank.
Frank.
I like to have the stretch on the top more.
Yeah, great.
Good job.
That's it.
Good job.
All the
Great.
way, Frank. Good. Okay, that's
Bump
it.
on
All
that
right.
one.
My set.
That's what we're doing.
Good.
That's it.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
Keep pulling.
At the pace we're going, it's almost like an aerobic workout.
Becomes aerobic. Actually, the whole weight training routine can, when you do it right,